Hi, I'm Danny Ecker with your Chicago Business Today midday report. Reorganization plans for American Airlines could have a big impact on local employees and O'Hare. Yesterday's announcement that the airline will cut 15% of its workforce could hit some of the 10,000 Chicago workers, even as the company says it's aiming to fly 20% more flights out of O'Hare 5 years from now. Joining me with some analysis on the story is Crain senior reporter John Pletz. John, you wrote today that this is a pretty lofty goal for American, but from what you can tell, how does O'Hare fit into what the airline might look like?
Well, 20% growth is a huge number, and there's going to be a lot of work to get there between then and now. But O'Hare is at the center of American's network. It's hard to imagine that that's somehow going to change. A lot of their traffic goes through here.
Now, obviously some recent mergers like that of United and Continental within the airline industry. What can we learn from that in terms of what American's going to look like in 5 years?
Well, if Tom Horton wants to get that much bigger, he's got a playbook to follow elsewhere in the industry. Coming out of bankruptcy, most airlines have ended up going into mergers fairly soon thereafter. United did it most recently with Continental. Delta came out of bankruptcy and merged with Northwest, and ultimately that's where the growth is.
All right, John. Thanks for the insight. Elsewhere today, CME Group is taking steps to protect those hurt by any future collapse like that of MF Global. It's creating a $100 million protection fund for farmers and ranchers, ensuring accounts up to $25,000 if they lose money from the demise of a clearing firm. That fund will be in place starting in March. In the meantime, CME got a nice boost in net income in the fourth quarter thanks to a $528 million tax adjustment from the state's incentive to keep them here in Illinois. However, without that boost, income during the quarter was down about 13% to $369 million as trading volume at CME was down 2% year over year. And Northern Trust is facing a lawsuit from the city of Los Angeles over high-risk investments of its pension money. The city is seeking $95 million for what it calls false claims and statements from Chicago's largest locally headquartered bank about the pension assets. They say the bank squandered the money in high-risk products like mortgage-related securities. Northern Trust says the case has no merit in that the pension program did not lose money on securities lending. And that's what's happening in Chicago Business Today. Follow @Crain Chicago on Twitter for breaking news throughout the day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.